Hey guys, Night Prowler here. And I've been kind of messing around with going through some of our old camping stuff and going through things that have worked over the years and things that have kind of not worked and whatever. So today I was at Blue Stems. It's a local kind of like a Tractor Supply store, but it's you know uh, based mostly like farmers and farm equipment and stuff like that. It's a little home store here in town, and privately owned. It's not like a chain or anything. And I happened to come across these. Now, if any of you guys have been on this channel for the last 10 years or 12 years or whatever, you know that one of my very, 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 very first YouTube videos, my very first one, was about a butane stove. And I bought two of these butane stoves and had them for 12 years or whatever. This one is still brand new. I've never used this one. This was the second one I bought as just in case the first one messed up. And I'm pulling it out of the box. I bought a couple of these because I knew I didn't have any. And man, these things went up in price. When I first bought these 10, 12 years ago, whatever it was, these were $1.50 a can. They are $4.50 a can now. If you buy a 12 pack on them, you can get them for like $4 and something cents. But man, they've really gone up in price. So just kind of going with the whole prepping thing. This one, we were going through our stuff and I pulled it out, and with everything going on in the world again, I think prepping's back to being relevant. A lot of people kind of forgot about it, but you know, if you are still prepping, then good on you, because you're totally got everything ready and you didn't run into ammo supply issues and stuff like that. Unlike me, I just couldn't spend money on stuff. I was buying houses and motorcycles and blah 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 blah. So I kind of put off some of this stuff, but pulled this thing out and saw that I had a brand new can that I bought originally with this thing 12 years ago. 12-year-old can of stuff. And you know, it's never been used, so I figured better check it and make sure it works. You guys are new guys, and you know, I've gathered a few subscribers since I first started this channel. You know, this is how this basically works. You just stick it in there, push this down, it'll push the thing into the right spot, and then you could adjust your flame how you need to. But this is super awesome, super easy. Anybody can handle it. It's indoor safe. It's light. These I don't want to waste all my gas, but I'm gonna let that back out. But this can, it's sat in here for 12 years, just in the case. Not pushed into the position, but just sat in here, and it worked flawlessly as soon as I turned it on. So, you know, if you're in a power outage or, you know, or I'm not going to say you know, shit hit the fan or whatever, but, you know, if you're in a power outage, because that's more likely to happen, then, you know, having one of these could be awfully handy. A lot of people have electric stoves, and power outage, you're not going to have electric stove anymore. Or gas, even propane. Now, if you're in a farm and you're outside of town, you probably have propane appliances and stuff like that, or natural gas or something like that. But this is a cool little portable way to be able to cook. Now, I don't know how much these are going for anymore. I think I paid $30 for this, $15. Might have to watch the original video, and maybe I said how much it was. But the only problem we ever had with it, okay, so one of the problems I had with it was if you took it outside, it took a real, like if it was wind were blowing and stuff, it was really hard to get anything super hot. It wouldn't get super hot because it was not great for outside use. You could, if it was like perfectly still and nothing was moving, you could probably put it outside and it'd be okay. But in the couple camping trips that we went on, that we took it on, wasn't great. So, you know, unless maybe you could put up a shade or something, or, you know, wind block or something like that. The other problem was these legs, this is very thin metal, and they will break. They're very strong, but, you know, if you actually use the thing a lot, they could break, but it still functions just perfect. Worst case scenario, you have to make an adapted, like, your own pot holders if these break completely off. But even with 3 of them, I think it would still work fine. And, you know, like I said, worst case scenario, you could just stick a rock here or rock here, the right kind of rock so it doesn't explode when it gets hot, and you could use it then. But yeah, these things are super awesome. Like, I'm seriously happy. I'm gonna go online and order a few more of these because this is all I've got, and this would get me through, I don't know, maybe a few days, probably a few days of cooking. We don't cook a lot. We don't eat a lot. If, you know, if we had to, it would just be like a couple times a day. So I think it would be fine. Wanted to show you that. I also have the Coleman, as you see in camping videos, I have this Coleman dual fuel in here, and that's a gasoline and Coleman fuel stove. And on top of that, I could actually get a propane adapter and have that run directly into the stove, and I can run propane too if I wanted to. That thing's pretty handy, so I have a backup to my backup just in case. Another thing I wanted to show you guys was this is a Streamlight. I've done videos on these, but this particular one, I've had it out in over my barbecue, because I don't have a light out there over my barbecue. And if you can see in here, there's spider nests and stuff in there and all kinds, because I just have it hooked on one of those hanging things, and I just have it right above my barbecue grill. So it's gotten heated up, smoked up. It's gone through a year of being outside. Here, you can look at the plastics, how faded it is. This is a brand new one I just bought today because they were on sale for like 30 bucks. So I bought another one because why not? This thing's been out in the elements. I mean, we're talking snow. Lots of, and extremely cold, 17 degrees, 15 degrees, 10 degrees, whatever. It's, you know, that's pretty cold for leaving something out in the winter like that. Even though these do run on batteries, and they do have updated ones that run on, that are rechargeable, I don't know if I'd go that route, because these batteries, if you get high quality batteries, these are cold, you get high quality batteries, these will last in your house. You could leave them in your house for, like, they say 10 years on the thing. So I would just have these in the house and then not have them in the lantern. And then you could just, because if you buy anything that's rechargeable, if you don't use it and exercise it, it's going to eventually go bad. And you're going to find out that this thing that you had that was super awesome is great, but a couple years down the road when you need it, that rechargeable, you know, batteries, not going to hold a charge anymore, and they're not going to work. So I just got these. Now, I'm not saying all rechargeable stuff's like that, but some of the stuff that you want to store away and just let it sit and kind of forget about it until you need it, rechargeable stuff ain't great for that. So I just I have a bunch of batteries and I keep them. So here, you guys can see how bright this is, but still works fine, even does the red still. It's amazing. I cannot believe the rain, the snow, I mean, we're talking rain. It rains a lot here in Kansas, and it's been a champ. It's literally just been sitting outside. You can see the dirt and the grime and the water and stuff that's sat in here. And this thing has run rocking and rolling, no problem, for a year in the elements. Now, I did change out the batteries because my batteries were starting to go dead. Those were old batteries that I had in it. And then when the real red light came on there, I'm like, I better change out my batteries. But those batteries were even old. And no water intrusion, no nothing. It's just been rock solid. So, you know, I'm pretty stoked about that. So like I'm making more. Me and my wife are making more of an effort to be a little more prepared. I mean, we're kind of half-ass prepared before, but trying to get shit going now that we have a bigger house. We have more room for stuff. I'm in a little bar area in my basement, so that's all concreted, walls and stuff. And if I ever had to, we could literally stay down here. I kind of want to turn this bar. I want to make it more of a off-grid kitchen kind of, where if something goes down, we just come down here. Everything's set up already. Everything's set up to run. We're gonna use these cupboards for storage for stuff. I've got a little sink down here, but it would be cool for like an off-grid thing. That's pretty much it. I've rambled on a lot, but I would definitely check out. You guys can, and don't mind them. They're purposely stomping on the floor to make fun of me. So if I was you guys, I don't know how much these stoves are anymore. They were like $30 when I bought it. I think they might be on Amazon for not very much, but I would get it if you're just looking for something that simple, easy to operate, and will work in your house and not have any issues with it. Because even though they're not super strong, they're not super tough, but they work. And I've had this one for 12 years, and it's still, granted, I didn't use it a lot, and the other one I don't know really where it is. I have to look for it because we're going through camping stuff, and I don't exactly know where I put it. So, but it still worked when I put it away. I remember that. Like I said, the little thing got broke here, and it was kind of bent, but it has some rust on it, but it still worked fine. That's it. So more options if if you're in an apartment, this will work fine in an apartment. It stores weight and fairly lightweight, and everybody does the rice and beans kind of storage thing. So this would really fall into that as far as a cheap option and a solid option, because those cans stored for 12 years and no issues. So that's cool. Where if you had gas stored for 12 years, I think there would probably be some issues there if you weren't rotating through it, depending on how you stored it. But that's it. Talk to you guys later.